Hello viewers, this is the continuation of Python basics. So displaying the total and percentage of a student. So the unique one required over here is the roll number, which is unique for each student, which differentiate each student. So the roll number is obviously going to be number. If it's a student ID, it's a alphanumeric, then you can mention it as string. So we are taking the input from the user. So this is of input of enter the roll number. Then the name. By default, the input will take a string argument. So it is of string type. So no need to mention the name is going to be of string data type. It is by default, it will take it automatically. Next, the marks from each subject. So that those are going to be again number. You can even mention it as float, int as well as float. Similar way for each of the subject: math, science, social, language, English. And for each, we are going to take the input from the user. So we are using input function, which takes only one string argument, and that's going to be the respective marks entries. So next is the second language mark. You can give the variable name specifically mentioning second language, third language also. So these 7 lines of code are the actual input in this program. Next, we are going to do the computation, that is the processing, which is done by the computer. So it's going to just sum up all the subject marks. That gives us the total. So maths plus science plus English plus social plus language. So these are the variable names. When we add this marks, we are going to get the total. After getting the total, we need to calculate the percentage. So that's going to be total by total marks from 5 subjects. Maximum marks obtained is 100 for each. So 5 subjects, 5 into 100, 500 into 100. So this gives us the percentage secured by the particular student. So these 2 lines of codes gives us the computation, the processing done by the computer, and then we can print the output. First, we can get the roll number to be displayed. So we are giving a string argument followed by calling that respective variable roll number. Then we can display the student's name and call the same variable name. Then we can display even the marks or directly the total. So print total. Total marks secured. However you want the wordings, you can frame it. Next, we can display the percentage secured by the student. So these 4 lines of codes, all the display commands is the actual output of this program. So let's save it You can give a name, relevant name for this code. It got saved now. We need to run the program. It shows an invalid syntax. Separator is missing, comma separator is missing. So we can just make changes and save it again and run it. We can randomly give whatever roll number you want. I'm just giving you an example. And I'm going to give 90 as a standard mark for all the subjects. So that total is going to be 450, 90 into 5 times. And the percentage is 90%. We'll do one more code. 5% discount on your bill amount. It could be your shopping, any kind of shopping, provision or apparels, whatever it is. So total amount of the bill is going to be a number. It can be integer or float. So with the billed amount, we can do the discount calculation. Discount is just 5%. So total %, so into 5 by 100. Based on the discount, we are going to get the final bill amount. FB, I'm just mentioning it as. So the final bill is going to be total minus discount. So here, if you see, then we displayed the output. That's the final bill amount. The first line of code is the input, and the second 2 lines of codes are going to be the computation, the processing done by the computer. And the final line of code is where we get the output displayed. So now we save the program. As .py file and then run it. So let me give the bill amount very simple, 100. So 5% discount for 100 rupees is just 5 rupees. So final bill is going to be 100 minus 5, that's 95 rupees. Next, area and circumference of circle. So the only input we need over here is a radius. So let's give that in float data type and get the input from the user instead of one static value. Each time the user can enter different value. So this one line of code is the input. Area is going to be pi r square. So we'll just explicitly mention pi value as 3.14 into radius. R to the power of 2, we can write it similar way. Then the circumference is going to be 2 into 3.14 into radius. Then we can display the output, area and the circumference. So the first line of code is input. The next 2 lines are the actual computation or processing by the computer. And finally, the print is going to give you the output, display the output. So you can give it in 2 different lines or display it in the same line. with different separators. We have seen already comma, tab, space and new line. Here I'm giving in two separate lines, the display of area and circumference of a circle. And the variable name should be same as what is given, else it will throw an error. Computation lines and the output lines. Save it and run it. Give a relevant name so that later you go and search also, you can easily identify which code belong to what computation. Run it. You can give the radius. It's in float and we got the area and circumference. Here if you see in the second line before enter there is a space. That's because of the space we have here. Just by correcting it, you can have a proper display. When you play around, you can make the tweaks, correct your mistakes or whatever changes we needed. I believe this is useful. Please do share and subscribe. Thank you.